Hey everybody, we're back with another Sunday update. Today, this is actually, when did we do our last Sunday update?
2 weeks ago? Something like that?
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Sure.
But today is our first update in a while. And we're going to be telling you guys about our experience with the first month of remakes so far. Some of us are having better progress than others. Cough, cough, me. And at the end, I think we'll do a quick look ahead to what's coming up with the next month. But what do you guys want to do? Do we start with Cam or do we start with Gen 1?
Let's start with Gen 1.
All right.
Okay.
Then I'm going to pass off to Sirmina.
Okay, so we've had a lot of great fun in Leaf Green, everybody. I decided I was going to Nuzlocke, and it feels like a soft Nuzlocke because I feel like a harder Nuzlocke you have to level every single Pokemon that you catch, but I'm not doing that. I don't know, I feel like there's something like that where I've seen something like that, but I don't know, maybe I'm just making things up. So it's literally just the first Pokemon I run into in a route is the only Pokemon I'm allowed to catch, and that is it. And if anybody faints, then I can't use them anymore. So
I think that's fairly standard Nuzlocke, right?
Yeah. I feel like I've seen like different levels of it, depending on like if you need to level everybody up, or you have to do XYZ thing or whatever. You can't use items, hardcore, crazy things. But I'm just like,
I don't know.
Keep it clean, keep it classic, simple.
We need Masaru. He's the expert.
Yes. So, that's what I've been doing. I've had atrocious luck with my route because let me count up how many Pidgeys I have run into.
Oh my god, it's so many Pidgeys.
Oh my god.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've gotten 4 gym badges and I've encountered 6 Pidgeys and at least like 3 Rattata and Weedles. And yeah. I've had okay luck, though, otherwise. I mean, I caught a Geodude in Mount Moon. That was really nice.
Shit, I did a thing. Hold up.
In Rock Tunnel.
Okay, we're back. Sorry.
That's okay. And I've been kind of, like, being strategic about it, where I got to Celadon City, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna just go for the EV. I'm gonna have to make a decision.
Yeah, so I think we were talking about this on your stream this morning.
Mm-hmm.
The EV that you get in Celadon is not a caught EV, it's a gifted. And I think all of us in the chat agreed that seems legit.
Yes.
Because it's almost like it's the Pokemon that you get in Celadon and not on any route. So it kind of counts. I did several minutes of internet research on the subject, and while the jury's a little split, most people agreed that that's fine.
Great. So we're going to go with that. I could have done something else, because there's a little pond in Celadon, and I could have, like, fished, I could have surfed at some point, something where I could have, like, legitimately caught something, but I decided I'm just going to go for that. I'm going to have an interesting decision in Saffron City, because 1, we have the fighting dojo, and you receive a Pokemon at the very end of the dojo, between a Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee. Secondary, in the Sylph Company Rocket Takeover, spoiling of their plan, there's a dude who randomly gives you a Lapras. So I have to make a decision between, do I want one of the Hitmons or do I want the Lapras?
Oh, because those are in the same city, so...
Yes.
Ooh.
I can only go for one of the 2.
That's a tough one.
Now, the order matters too, right?
Yes.
Because you would actually have to go and do Rocket Hideout and get the Lapras first.
I think you can fight the fighting dojo before Silco.
But then you would receive the fighting.
You don't have to receive it. I don't think you have to.
You can decline it?
You fight the guy, and then behind him there are 2 Pokeballs with a Pokemon.
Interesting.
So you don't have to grab them.
Also, shout out to Kirishima97 watching us on Twitch. Just sent us a question, which I'll bring back up in a minute, but I want to stick with you for a sec, Sirmina. So, we've got, it sounds like you have a pretty good team shaping up. You have 4 gym badges, so you're halfway through the game-ish.
8.5 hours or so in, maybe 9 hours at this point. I'm halfway through the gyms.
The Chad speedrunner versus the virgin bird guy.
And I've already done 2 of the Rocket events, aka the Rocket Hideout and Game Corner and
True.
the Lavender Town Pokemon Tower.
True.
Because when I was doing my run of Blue, I decided to just do all 3 major events in one go, where I did the Rocket Hideout, Pokemon Tower, and Silph. But this time, I'm trying to keep it like pretty close to the actual events of the game, or like I think the intended order. So I'm taking a little bit of a break before I take on Silph, because I feel like everyone's levels go up by like 15 by the time I have to take on anybody.
It's kind of funny because I feel like I have significantly fucked with the order of the game as intended. But I'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. No, it sounds like you're making great progress. So this question from chat, which I'd like to prompt to the two of you, was what are each of y'all's favorite type of Pokemon? So I'm assuming that we're going with a type here, right?
A legit type.
Yeah.
Like a real type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously.
Ugh.
I mean, I've made it known before what my 3 favorite types are. If I had to pick one, that would be really difficult.
Well, you have to right now because someone on Twitch asked
one.
us, and we have to answer.
What are your 3, and how do you narrow down to 1?
Okay, wait. I want to see if I can remember this. Fighting.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dark. Cam hates dark. Wait, does he? Shit.
1.
Okay, no, it's not grass, because Cam actually hates grass.
Oh, grass.
Okay, wait. Steel?
Mm-mm. I like steel, but it's not one of the top.
Fairy.
Mm-mm.
Rock.
Nope. Rock moves are
Round.
fantastic. Nope.
Wow,
Fire.
we're sucking.
Fire.
I like fire types, but it's not one of my faves.
Dragon.
Ice.
Ice.
Okay. Fighting, ice, and ground?
Water.
No, it can't be water if it's ice.
I know.
You want me to say what it is?
No,
Bug.
I want one more guess.
It's not bug. I like bug
Poison.
type. No, I hate poison.
Electric.
It's dark. I said it before, but it's
It's
dark.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
said it
guess I would
wasn't
go with
before.
fighting. It's probably my favorite.
That makes sense.
Because just thinking back to doing the platinum run.
I was
with all
gonna
fighting
say.
team.
Yeah.
Fighting's awesome.
Sirmina, what do you think?
Ice is underrated.
Which ones are underrated?
Ice, because it has 5 weaknesses.
Bro.
Ice is.
4 or 5.
You gotta be like an expert to use ice appropriately because of the fact that it has so many weaknesses.
Ice
Yo,
is
that was
end
fun,
game. Ice is end game. You just add an ice type to your team to deal with the dragons that are inevitably in the Elite Four.
And the ground types, and the grass types, and the flying types.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're saying, but the fact that it's weak to fire and water.
Ice is,
No,
Wait,
ice
wait,
is
wait,
not
wait.
weak to water.
Ice is weak to fire, fighting.
My bad. It is weak to fire, fighting, and rock, and steel.
Oh.
Steel.
What's the 5th one?
It's not 5, it's 4.
It's 4.
The only thing that's weak to 5 is grass.
Yes!
No.
I know absolutely all the weaknesses of grass
It
because
has-
good God.
Ice has
Ruby
1 resistance, and it's ice.
Ice sucks.
Ice doesn't need to be. Ice moves are great.
It does-
Swine takes care of a lot of stuff with
Yeah.
ground.
I was actually going to say that the Vaporeon you picked up today, Sirmina, solves a lot of the problems with having an ice-type Pokemon, because you don't have to have one, but you can still learn Ice Beam. So
That is standard strategy that I've embodied pretty much always is take a water type and teach him an ice move, and then you will be just fine and you don't need an ice type. I've been doing that every single time, I feel like. So, if I had to pick a type, that would be my favorite. I would probably go with water. It's versatile. There's so many water types, so there's just so many Pokemon to choose from. And it's got the real world application. You can surf, you can whirlpool, you can dive, you can waterfall.
So
Water, I feel like, covers a lot of like common types. Rocks, grounds, fires, every now and then when you run into them. But it does cover a good amount. And I had a great run with my water team in Diamond. So I can't complain.
So you'd be Team Aqua.
Yes. 1000%.
Expand the sea.
100% expand the sea. I will be the dummy that says, yes, expand the sea. No more land. Wait, what? Hold on.
You don't need land when you're in a boat.
Yeah.
There's a whole movie about that.
Mm-hmm. So yes, Team Water.
Fair enough.
Peter?
Alright, Misty. Well, guys, this is a position on which I've evolved significantly since playing VPP. Because I used to, no pun intended. But I used to be like a grass purist, right? Because grass Pokemon are dope and grass starters are dope. But what do Earthquake, Torterra, and Mudkip have in common? Well, not Mudkip, but eventually.
I mean,
Ground.
it's ground.
The ground type! It's so dope. It's got electric resistance. You can use Earthquake. That's about it.
Ground has some good stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
I've
Earthquake.
been relying on Magnitude quite a lot lately.
Magnitude is everywhere.
Magnitude is pretty good. Bulldoze is great.
Yup.
The Mud Slap, Mud Bomb, anything with mud other than Mud
Muddy
Sport.
Water.
Muddy Water is dope.
Is it ground or water?
I
thought it was a
don't
water.
remember.
Muddy Water. Let's see.
All I know is that Big Mudkip can learn it.
Oh yeah.
Big Mudkip. Marsh Stomp?
Yeah, Big Mudkip.
Wait. Swampert? Swampert. Marsh Stomp is the second.
Yeah, Marshtomp then Swampert.
Muddy Water is a water type move. That's my bad. My bad.
So interesting, we all chose as our favorite type the one that we did for Gen 4.
True.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I was on the ground train in... I think I really joined the ground train in Gen 3. Because I had my little Mudkip, and I was like, wait, this is dope.
Mm-hmm.
You can zap me all you want. Ain't nothing gonna happen. You're not gonna paralyze me all game. Because that's just not a thing that's gonna happen to me. Unless I have fucking Stun Spore. But, yeah. I am quickly realizing that one type is not my favorite in Pokemon. Is the bird type. So, a little backdrop, and I'll update you all very briefly on my very brief Fire Red progress. I've been playing through the quote-unquote bird type challenge for the remake of Gen 1. And what you do here is you're allowed to use only birds in Fire Red, which is great. Because it leaves you with a wide variety of options for your 6-man team because there are 6 birds in Fire Red. So you get to use what does Pidgey evolve into?
You should know this. You're the bird master.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good debates about how to pronounce its name.
Pidgeot?
Yeah, so you should... Pidgeot.
Pidgeot. You can use Pidgeot, Fearow, Dodrio, and the 3 legendaries. That has to be your team, because there's no other birds.
Well, so you've eliminated doubling up.
Well, no, but what am I going to do? Walk into the E4 with 4 Dodrios? 6
Yeah.
Dodrios?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Try
they have
attack,
the
try
normal-
attack, try attack.
I mean,
Yes.
they have the normal typing too, so they can learn like anything.
That is true.
Yeah, you can have one be like your water special. You can have one be like your fire special. You can have just,
I
your-
think
your
that
pick of your birds.
I think that I need the legendaries because I need an elemental move on my team.
Fair.
Do you guys know how few fucking moves the birds can learn? They really don't have a lot. Oh, Diego has corrected me.
He has a really good point.
Yeah, I could go get a Farfetch'd.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get a Farfetch'd. They're brilliant.
I'm gonna do that as
What
a
is it?
backup in case I screw up on the legendaries, which is highly probable for me.
Because I think like Dodri, or not Dodri, good god. Farfetch, it can learn like slash. Like you can like really up
That's
its
not.
attack and like,
Sirmina,
critical hit. King.
with my current setup, having a Pokemon with high attack is not really my problem. Yeah, no. Really just having a Pokemon that can learn a non-normal move would be fantastic. Something that's not normal or flying. Because the birds can, but there are very few moves that they can learn that are outside of that limited range.
So the Farfetch'd moveset.
It's not fantastic.
No, it is not.
You can learn Iron Tail.
Sunny Day.
Great.
Yeah.
It can learn a Sunny Day. set
Okay,
you
well,
up
if
for
I
much.
catch a Moltres, then that'll be useful.
Yeah. You can teach it hidden power, just like all the rest of them, and then kind of, it can be a crapshoot of like what hidden power it really is.
Man, you can't even get
Fire
Moltres
is
until like
dope.
right
It's
before the
psychic.
E4.
That's not true at all.
You get them on Victory Road, don't you?
Moltres, yeah.
Moltres. I'm
Moltres,
thinking-
not Zapdos or Articuno.
You should be able to pick up Zapdos relatively soon.
Once you get Surf.
And teach it to who? I'm gonna need an HM Pokemon for that. There is no Pelipper in Gen 1, boys. Yeah.
It's okay.
I wanted to follow this up. Oh, by the way, so progress report is I've taken my 3 birds and we went up to Bill's house because I was sick of losing to Misty. And there's actually a surprising amount of XP that you can gain from the people that are in the bushes outside Bill's house.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually Bill gave me the SS ticket and I was like, well, I can't go there until I beat Misty. But then I realized, hell yes, I can. Because I just snuck through the house and went around back and went down to SSN. You can't quite take on Surge until you've beaten Misty.
Correct.
But you can do all the rest of SSN. So I went all the way through that and beat all the trainers on the boat and then beat Gary. Gary's a pushover when you have an over-leveled pair of birds. And then I went back and beat Misty, which was actually a lot easier because I had a bunch more levels and now I'm fast. And yeah, quick attack. Hits like a truck.
Quick attack.
Also, I got, wing attack, I think, on the Pidgeotto. So that was a pretty big help.
It's like base power is 60 or something like that. It's really nice to have.
You know what? I was so excited because my Fearow picked up Pursuit because it's Gen 3. And I was like, that's going to be dope because its attack is so high.
Is it not?
It's Gen 3. Pursuit is a special move because it's
Because
a dark.
it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
It's
split.
okay.
So that 40 power multiplied by Fearow's atrocious special attack stat does not whack as hard as a good old peck to the face. So I did have to use a peck to take out Starmie or Staryu or whoever instead of the dark move, which I was like, haha, I'm so clever, and then did 5 damage. Yeah, so anyway, I beat Misty. I'm kind of prepped for Surge-ish. I have to make it to the cycling road to get Doduo, or I can just go Safari Zone. But either way, it's a bird.
Either way, you still need to get to the Pokemon Tower, get the Pokeflu, and then you can access all those things. So you still got some...
well, I have my bike now.
But there's a Snorlax blocking the cycling road.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ho-Oh is in Fire Red, but I believe not until you beat the champ. There's a lot of birds that are locked behind beating the game, so I am going to need to take my elite team of 6 birds to the E4 in the championship before I can go on and catch basically anything good as far as a bird type is concerned.
Whoa, the legend is case.
Yeah. Yeah. We all know I'm excellent at catching legendaries. I have to go to the Seafoam Islands to get Chartercuna.
Oh my god.
I cannot explain how excited I am to watch you go through Seafoam Islands again.
I'm just going to go back and watch my old streams to figure out how the puzzle works.
No,
don't do that. Just go on memory.
I don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing in here. I remember there's boulders.
Yep.
And I remember being like top 5 most frustrated that I've ever been in this project.
Wait, if that was in the top 5, what else is in the top 5?
Sky Pillar, Sky Pillar, Sky Pillar, and Sky Pillar.
As soon as I asked, I was like, it's the Sky Pillar and the biking, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's actually like 3 Sky Pillars and then 1 honorable mention for that fucking bike shit you have to do to get Gibble in Gen 4.
Oh my
remember
God.
that?
Because that is like almost just as annoying.
The Gibble under the bridge? In the cave?
Yeah.
You didn't have to do any of the bike stuff. You could just walk in and wait for an encounter.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I already did all the bike stuff.
Oh no.
So, listen, real quick. We got one more question that I want to ask before we maybe jump over to Gen 2. And this also comes from Kirishima in the chat. And this one is, and this is an interesting one. I think we should talk about our... I don't know what Sirmina wants to talk about, but Cam and I can definitely talk about this. If you all had a battle with y'all's sword and shield teams, who would win?
As they stand when?
Well, I can tell you that my sword and shield team is all of one Pokemon, and its name is Colossal.
And I can tell you that my shield team is 6 evolutions, all at level 100.
Well, my Colossal's at level 100, so I'm pretty sure I win that.
And I didn't place either sword or shield during this project, so I do not have a team.
Cam, tell me something. Does your team of 6 evolutions include a Vaporeon?
Does.
Okay, then Cam wins that. Unless your Vaporeon goes out first and hits me with a water move that does not kill me.
Is there a way to test this? No, because we're not linked to online.
You should transfer.
I tried.
Nah, I can talk you through it. It's actually really easy. This would be interesting to test out. I'm pretty sure I know how it goes. I'm pretty sure I know how it goes. Because Vape with Stab and 4x effectiveness definitely takes down the Colossal in one hit.
Yeah. Dynamaxed Vaporeon.
Yeah.
That I,
yeah.
EV trained. Not EV, but, EV.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's over for your Colossal.
I'm so curious. We should test it out one day, but I'm pretty sure we know how that goes.
What if I didn't start Vaporeon?
I mean, who are your other evolutions?
Sylveon, Umbreon, Flareon, Jolteon. Leafeon.
Espeon? Leafeon?
I used a grass type because Espeon was redundant given everyone else on the team, and Glaceon's an ice type.
Mm-hmm.
And not
do you
very
have
effective
anyone on the ground move?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
did.
do?
Yeah.
Leafeon?
Tamao, my Umbreon, you dig.
All of them can learn dig, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
That was my ground move.
I think that one also could probably beat me then.
Mm-hmm.
Ground
Well,
is
Umbreon
4x
doesn't have
against
amazing
Colossal.
attack.
Yeah, Umbreon's not an attacker. He's there to just tank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He would be the one to go out while I healed.
But its ground is 4 times damage against Colossal. And it doesn't activate Steam Engine.
Mm.
I don't think Steam Engine would really be as useful against the rest. This would be really interesting to test. But
Steam Engine is actually pretty huge because Colossal has zilch speed. But you trigger that Steam Engine, and remember it goes up to like 250, 225.
Couldn't we test this on the Pokemon emulator thing online? Just build our Sword and Shield teams in that, and then go up against each other there?
Pokemon Showdown?
Yeah.
I bet we could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you do it like down to the stat and everything to say these are the exact stats?
We probably could. I mean, we could even like stat max it just to test in an ideal world how does this go.
Yeah. Give it the same moves that we had on each of them
Yeah.
as well. That would be easier for you, but
Yep.
yeah, we could try that.
All right, we gotta set that up.
It'd be a bonus.
Cam, let's talk Gen 2, or not Gen 2, Gen 4?
Gen 2.
Remakes 2? Remakes 1? No.
Gen 4, Gen 2.
Gen 4, Gen 2.
Before we get into that, Felp 1300 says, do we think the games... This is on YouTube. Do you think the games with Exp All or Exp Share, XY, are easier or harder? I love games with Exp All and I love playing them.
I mean...
I found that when it was an Exp Share for everyone, regardless of whether or not they entered the battle, the game seemed to go faster. And leveling up became less of a priority because it was just happening passively. So this is actually a great segue for Heart Gold.
Ooh.
And then before finishing up on Heart Gold. So like coming out of Shield and then hopping straight back into Heart Gold, I had totally forgotten what the leveling process was like.
Yeah.
And it was rough, especially right before the E4 when I finally got my Dragonite, level 55, and I looked at the rest of my team. And Ditto's level 32.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, going back through Victory Road and leveling up Ditto, one level at a time, was rough. So I appreciate the Exp Share a lot. But it definitely changes the mechanics of building your team.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
I gotta agree with that. I mean, I'm gonna hand back to you for Heart Gold after if Sirmina has thoughts on this too. But I feel like X and Y just became so much easier because of the Exp Share. Or the Exp... It's an Exp All at that point, right?
All.
Something like that, yeah.
I think so, because the Exp Share is just for one Pokemon at a time.
Mm-hmm.
XY definitely felt a lot easier. I will say that, like, Ultra Sun and I believe Ultra Moon did add a level of challenge back to that. I think, like, yeah, you were getting levels on all your Pokemon, but it was still, like, a decently challenging game. It's just the challenge wasn't, like, keeping your team balanced. It was just, like, having a high enough level team, period, for some of the challenges that they threw at you.
I'm on board with all of that, is that it felt like it was much simpler to run through the games for the sake of the story and to stop focusing on grinding levels for each of my team. Because it's like Cam said, it was more passive experience earning. And yeah, there's like a couple of the games like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, you did have to do a little bit more work, just because like the Nintendo threw some curveballs of like how they structured the opponents that you had or whatever was going on. I will never forget the trainer school where it suddenly was, hey, here's the Pokemon that is strong against yours, and I had to do extra grinding, and I was like, this is weird. I didn't have to do this in Moon. But overall, the experience share made it just more... It made it easier to run through the games without just sitting there for hours and hours just leveling up the team.
Yeah. Hey, thanks Kirishima for dropping in on Twitch. Sounds like they've got to go, so appreciate the questions. I agree with that, and I also think like the leveling process prior to X-Ball, I guess, it wasn't so much like that it got shorter, it's just that it got a lot less annoying. Like, switching around Pokemon in the order to make sure like they get that initial experience isn't like all that time consuming, but it's annoying to have to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that for the most part we don't have to deal with that anymore, except now. Let's see what happens with the Gen 4 remakes in a month or two.
I was gonna say, when we get there, it'll be...
that.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Sorry, I meant. I got that mixed up. Of the Gen 2 remakes in Gen 4. That's what I had in my brain.
No,
yeah, never mind.
I'm actually interested to see what happens with the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, because they have the option to include an X-Ball mechanic. We'll see if they would do or not.
Would it be based on everything up to XY, or at this point, since Sword and Shield are out, would it include things from Sword and Shield? Because it's for the Switch, so...
Sword and Shield.
I'm assuming it's a Gen 8 game.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's...
So they're going to do Gen 8 mechanics for the understanding, if they follow the trend of what they did for the previous games. Because Fire Red and Leaf Green followed Gen 3 mechanics. Heart Gold, Soul Silver followed Gen 4 mechanics, and Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby followed Gen 6 mechanics, because they were 3DS right after X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
They included like Mega Evolution and things like that, and then Gen 8 is the predecessor to these Gen 4 remakes. So if they kept something, I think I had a conversation with somebody during one of my streams when they were asking, like, what are my theorizing for the games. I honestly think they might keep Dynamaxing for Gen 4 remakes.
That's gonna piss some people off.
That's my guess, because they did that for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They kept Mega Evolutions after they introduced them in X and Y into the Gen 3 remakes. So whatever they have introduced as a mechanic in Gen 8, one of the mechanics, one of the many, something is going to get incorporated into Gen 4 remakes. Something.
Yeah.
My money is on Dynamaxing.
And if they don't do Dynamaxing, they'll just use Z crystals.
Oh my god.
Bring that back.
Let's go Gen 8.5 mechanics and just have HMs that the player learns instead of Pokemon.
I'm gonna smash the rocks, and I'm gonna surf, and I'm gonna dive.
Sorry, it's actually your
Eevee
learns signature moves or something.
Yeah.
Oh, those. Oh, yes.
It's not good.
Honestly, Sun, Moon, and the Ultras did a great job with just eliminating that in general. That was so nice.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Perfect for one Pokemon.
Maybe we'll get BDSP now with cutscenes.
I wonder how... Yeah, who knows?
I mean, arguably, didn't Diamond and Pearl have the first cutscene?
No, what are you talking about?
No, 5. Black and white.
No, because Cyrus,
No, wait.
the lights in the sky.
What about Emerald when you have like, the
shit,
whole,
you're right, yeah.
the
Rayquaza
trio.
coming down from the sky.
Yeah.
Stoplight Pokemon. He's like, stop.
Would that count?
Is that a cutscene? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it
you
was a
can't
cutscene.
skip it. It's part of the game. That didn't exist in Gens 1 or 2.
No, I
really.
don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Just encounters with people.
Yep.
Speaking of cutscenes, there was a very gorgeous one this morning that I believe Kane will get to talk about.
Yeah.
From his Heart Gold run.
Yeah, so Heart Gold, so much better than Gold.
Good.
Oh my gosh. It was a way more fun experience. Partially, and I mentioned this at the very beginning when I just jumped back into it. It's on, since it's Gen 4 mechanics, it's back on the 3DS or
Mhm.
DS. And I spent so much time in that with like Black 2, and Platinum. It was just like, it was so nice to be back with something so familiar. And then I was like, okay, I kind of remember the plot. And it's really fast. Like, I think that I finished all 8 gyms and the rocket plot line. I think I did that in under 20 hours. I think it was like 17 or 18 hours.
Yeah. I think
And
that's
then
what you
I
said
was
this
like-
morning.
Yeah, and I was like, cool, I guess I'll just get over to the E4. And I go back to New Barktown, and Lyra's there. And she's like, you have to go talk to Professor Elm. It's like, okay. And I was like, but that's just for the Master Ball. I don't really care about that, because like, we don't do any legendary stuff in Gold. So I tried to surf, and she was like, no, you need to go talk to him. And then he was like, you need to go talk to the Kimono girls. To go all the way back to Ekrutik. And I kind of stumbled into this. I didn't realize that it was like actually main plot. You have to, that's when you fight the Kimono girls, is after everything. And they run through all of the times that you've run into each of them throughout the game, and all of the things that you've done, all of the times you've helped other people and beaten Team Rocket and done all of these amazing things.
Ah.
And then they're like, okay, now we're going to test you. And that's when you fight them. And I was like, oh wow, this game actually did have a lot of story and plot that like I just had forgotten because it's Gen 2. And it's so long ago. So you fight them, and then they're like, okay, we're going to go meet you at the tower. We're going to go see if Ho-Oh actually likes you. So you go to the tower, and it's honestly, the path to get to the tower is very fitting for this time of year. It's all orange and red. And very pretty, very full. And then there's a puzzle, which is really fun, because it's not a puzzle per se, it's just picking the right path. And then there's the cutscene where you summon Ho-Oh. And then you can fight Ho-Oh. Yeah. So I'm excited to see how they handle this with Soul Silver. All Lugia based.
Oh yeah,
Whether or not you-
Lugia.
And I wonder if you're going to have to go to the Whirlpool Islands.
The what islands?
Island.
Whirl Islands.
Fuck.
Yeah. I want to
Yeah,
say,
but-
though, like, just on a side note about Whirlpool, it was a real dick move of the game to be like, you have to go into the Dragon's Den, and you have to go around and talk to the Elder and do all of these things. And then they throw a Whirlpool in there. It's like, now I have to teach someone Whirlpool. Great. I got through the whole game up until now without it. But yeah, after you catch Ho-Oh, and I was like, cool, off to Kanto, and then Victory Road, and then the E4. And it was a lot of off-screen leveling, so my final time was 31:41.
Wow.
It's like an extra 10 to 12 hours.
That's a lot of extra time in there. And you did a lot of that today, right? You did.
It's probably like 50-50-ish. Because after beating the game, I was like, okay, I'll level up before I start going to Kanto, because I want to get Mamoswine and Dragonite. Got Mamoswine, and then I was like, okay, I'll level up Dratini along the way to Dragonair, and then finally got Dragonite to level 55, evolved, and then it learned Wing Attack. That was interesting, at 55. But I taught it fly.
Does it know
You know?
Hurricane at that point?
No.
Does
Because
it-
Dragonair isn't a flying type, it's just Dragon. Dragonite,
Does Dragonite
Learn.
learn Hurricane?
maybe, eventually. I didn't.
Fair enough.
I taught it fly, and that carried me
Yeah,
through
that's
Bruno.
better.
So,
That's all I need.
yeah. No, and then the E4, I was definitely over-leveled, because I think I beat the E4 and Lance in an hour. Maybe less.
Yeah, your stream this afternoon was very quick.
Very quick. It was very quick this morning also to finish up the plot. So, like, there was more to it than I thought there was going to be, and I definitely ran into, like, the dogs more often, and Yusin is there for Suiku and all of that.
Cool.
But, I don't know, I just thought that it was a much better experience, partially because it was on a different game platform.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. It had the Gen 4 mechanics, which was also really nice. Still could only teach a TM once, but that didn't really matter.
But damage split, which is huge.
Yeah. And then,
and
like...
better learn sets. Honestly.
Better learn sets, better moves. Except for Fortress. Learned one bug move the entire game, and that was at level 9. It's Bug Bite.
I mean, there've never been good bug move. Like,
Wrong. Steamroller.
And Leech Life also gets like a second wind because I think it goes up to like base power like 60 or 70 or 80 or something.
I think Leech Life is an 80 power move.
80, yes.
My issue with bug moves is not the moves themselves, which are often very strong, but the diversity of bug moves has never been great, and you're kind of just stuck with what a certain bug can learn, which usually is not great. Like...
Megahorn.
Megahorn is.
Megahorn's great.
Power.
Yeah.
Leech Life is actually pretty dope, I think. I had someone at some point with Leech Life.
It's a Ninkata.
I had their Araquanid, and that thing packed a punch.
Actually, my Araquanid had a Leech Life. But I'm pretty sure, like, Durant can't learn Leech Life, which is weird.
Steel type.
But Bug Steel, come on.
It's Steel.
Yeah, Durant is also just really weird, since it has that annoying ability.
It's a Bug Steel. Oh. Yeah. Same with Fortress. So they do double up on some interesting typings like that.
But Durant has that ability that makes it has lowered accuracy and higher attack. So you can miss moves with accuracy 100, which is stupid.
Dumb.
Yeah, overall, I don't know, I enjoyed Heart Gold way more than Gold. And so I was very pleasantly surprised. So Sirmina, whenever you were saying, like, so excited for you guys to play, like, the remakes of Gen 2, because it would be great to see what you think. It's like, yeah, that's the way to play the game. Play the original to get the sense of it, and then
come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm personally excited to. I'm more excited now to be playing Soul Silver next month.
As you should be.
Whenever in October I get to that, because we'll see how long it still takes me to finish Fire Red. Yeah, might have to go challenge light for that game. But I think I have something in mind that I think will be interesting for Soul Silver. So
one Pokemon, only Chikorita.
Fuck that.
No evolution.
Oh God.
No evolution.
Just give it the Eviolite, and you'll be good.
The Eviolite. Don't you get extra defense and special defense or something?
Yeah, if it still can evolve.
Yeah. God.
I think that in terms of gameplay, though, this was probably the most item-light game that I think that I've had. Like, I barely picked up anything. It was really only today when I was going through, like, the tower and then Victory Road and doing all of that, and I was like, okay, I should pick up some items. And I got to the E4 and I was like, what do I even have to put on people? I put, like, the hard stone on Ditto. Which, now thinking about it, was probably I should have put Miracle Seed, because I only used Ditto once in the E4, and I turned it into Vileplume.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But, like...
You know what's so silly is that she has the Vileplume.
Yeah, that didn't make sense at all. I love dark types. Vileplume.
Someone tried to convince me last night that Raihan is a good gym leader. And I was like...
Oh, really? No.
No. And they actually said because of it, they said his type diversity. I was like, but that's not what it means to be a good gym leader. And the argument was, well, it makes him more effective. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of breach of the contract.
Can only move. Yeah.
Yeah, we've not had a varied one.
A lot of the E4 actually had types that were not their type.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the homage to the original, because in Gen 2, think about it. Like, how many dark types were there really? Could they make a full team out of it? I don't think they could.
I don't think she did. What did Karen have in Gold?
She had a Vileplume in Gen 2. I remember the Vileplume.
She also had an Umbreon, which she opens with.
Mm-hmm.
Karen Gold. Team. Weevil. Oh, wow. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. That's her, once you have 16 badges team.
Jesus.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when she gets Honchkrow. Yeah, she had a Murkrow. I was like, what is that?
Murkrow's terrible. I did learn something else last night. By the way, I met a Pokemon person at this wedding I went to, so that's why I have all these new, like, Pokemon things to share. I'm going to try to see if he's free for an update at some point in the future, because it would be great to have him on as a guest. But I learned something extremely important last night that I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if this is known yet, so let me see if I can actually just share this in the Discord real quick. There it is.
Oh, her team is exactly the same.
And back to full
Alright,
screen.
let's watch.
Okay.
Superior.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Here's the question. Does Superior have hands?
No, it's
Yes.
a snake.
Ah! So, Sirmina, where are the hands?
You see on the left yellow thingy? You see right above it, there's like a little thing that pops out to the right? That's his hand.
Yes.
It's just kind of like,
The thing's on the back he's holding behind him.
Yes, he's holding his hands behind him.
Because he's royalty and fancy like that.
Yes.
So Superior actually has hands. I learned that last night.
And I think I know this because I used Snivy,
Yeah.
and you could see the back of the spray when you would use him. So I think it was clear in White 2 when I was playing through it. I think it was clear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Cam's not happy with this.
I'm not happy because we give Pokemon hands.
Oh.
Do you remember that whole discourse about waiting for Ghastly to be given hands?
I loved that. That was one of my favorite just chat spam things.
Give it hands!
I don't remember why I held Ghastly back for as long. There was a specific move I was waiting. But I don't remember what move it was.
I don't know either. I think you're just being a dick and you wouldn't give Ghastly his hand.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to my primary source for this.
Was it Gen 1, 2, 3?
Two.
1.
1.
It was my Gen 1 team.
Oh,
Ghastly.
we wouldn't have used Ghastly outside of Gen 1, I guess.
Dream Eater at 35.
Dream Eater at 35, which is a great move.
Look, there's hands. There. See? You can see it when you spin it around.
Primary source, he says, pulling out a game from 2016.
Superior was around before that.
I know.
Although they don't really look like hands, they kind of just look like leaves.
But that's why I'm questioning the use of Pokemon Go as a primary source, because I feel like that's a...
Because they modeled it in 3D and you can spin it. That's my primary source.
Was it for... I'm looking at it. Hunter...
This was news to Masaru as well, that Superior had hands.
So Ghastly can learn in Gen 1 Hypnosis at 27 and then Dream Eater at 35. But Haunter is 29 and 38. So my guess is that, Cam, you kept him as a Ghastly just to have the Hypnosis Dream Eater combo earlier.
Yeah. I do that a fair amount. I've done that before. The earlier level moves. That's actually pretty typical, right? Like a lot of the earlier evolutions learn the moves earlier. And then they learn them later at the leveled up Evo. So it's usually pretty worth it to hold. Unless the move's not good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was it. I've kind of given up on holding them. It's really not worth the power spike.
I have not been doing it in this gen of remakes because I was desperate for the extra stats.
Yeah.
The one time I really did do it and it helped a lot was Swinub in Gen 2. Learns Blizzard like crazy earlier, like 10 levels earlier or something. And I wanted Blizzard, so.
Mamoswine got Blizzard today during the E4. Passed on that move. Because Avalanche.
I saw that. Well, yeah, I mean, I actually commented on that because it said the reduced accuracy really isn't worth it.
Yeah, any of those moves, those like elemental moves where it's 120 or 110, 120 power but 70% accuracy, I'm like, nah, like Fire Blast, Blizzard, Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah, we can talk about Thunder again.
Only worth it with the Rain Dance.
Yeah.
That's
Kyogre plus Thunder.
I will say, like, the thing is that if you're hitting something with an ice move, like, you're hitting something that's weak to ice, right? So you don't really need Blizzard ever, because it's going to be super effective. I mean, you're not going to like hit something neutral damage with an ice move. That's a waste.
Unless you try and freeze it.
Are you? Yeah, but you're not, right? Like, I mean...
No. No, you put something else in.
I've never tried to freeze something.
It always happens.
Yeah, it just happens. You accidentally freeze Dragonite, whatever. But the thing is you don't, because you kill Dragonite, because you hit him with an ice move and it's 4x effective. Like...
Although today, Lance hit Mamoswine with a crit Hyper Beam and knocked it out. That was rough.
That'll do it.
Yeah. A crit Hyper Beam. I was like, are you serious? Fortunately, my Dragonite came in and just Dragon Pulsed.
Does Lance...
Thanks, Claire.
Wait. Is Lance the one with the stupid-ass team of, like, 3 Dragonites?
3 Dragonites, Gyarados, Charizard, and...
Your favorite. Aerodactyl.
Oh, God,
Yep.
I hated this one. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I don't remember how I got rid of Aerodactyl today. I think Waterfall.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I dropped Surf from the team. I went to the move to leader. I was like, I don't need Surf. I have Waterfall.
Wow.
For Alligator's physical.
Yep.
Perfect.
Fair, because Surf is special, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're in
And I
Gen
didn't need 2
4
water
and you have
moves.
to worry about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, not like in Gen
I-
3.
My Fur Alligator had a very interesting moveset by the end of time. Crunch,
Alligator's wacky.
Waterfall, Focus Punch, and Shadow Claw.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of like moves that you're kind of lucky it can learn, right? Because it's more able to learn it based on design than typing.
Focus Punch was incredibly helpful for Karen, for taking out Umbreon in one hit.
I forgot about Karen.
Hmm?
I forgot about Karen. Yeah.
She loves dark types because they're so mysterious.
Oh God.
Although she doesn't say that anymore. They changed it.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, I gotta get towards wrapping here because I'm gonna take the pup, who is very excited that we came back today. Yeah. But any more thoughts on our first round of remakes before we call it a day?
If the other remakes are going to be just as fun as Heart Gold was comparatively, I'm very excited.
From what I've
I'm
heard
super
about,
excited.
from what I've heard about Oras, I think you're not gonna be disappointed.
Good.
Absolutely not.
I'm hoping that some of the Emerald plotline makes it in and they flesh out.
I think
Aqua
I don't
and
know.
Magma.
It's Delta episode, right? Of those includes some some of that content, I think, but I'm not sure exactly how much goes over. Should be interesting. I've heard good things.
When we get to Oris, there's also one thing that is very interesting. When I first played Alpha Sapphire, I was not a huge fan of this particular feature that they had in Oris. We'll get to it, but I'm gonna need your opinion on it.
Is this an HM feature?
No.
Okay.
Is this like a game mechanic feature?
No.
Because that was like
a mandatory event.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to say that the backpack mechanic of Heart and Gold was terrible.
There's a mandatory event that occurs in Oris, and I was not a huge fan of it because I feel like it changed things for the worse.
Ooh.
In a sense. Like, I could have done without it.
Okay.
And I feel like it just, changed how I approached the rest of the game once it occurred. You'll see. You'll see what I mean.
We'll know it when it happens.
Know. You'll be like, what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's next month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or even earlier. I don't know. Start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Anyway, expect. I'm gonna try to stream this week as much as I can. Got to get a couple more badges. I have to get 6 more badges. And I gotta start catching some dudes, so I can start beating this game. I'm sure. Keep an eye out in the evenings. You'll see some streams from these guys too. And if you're looking for something else to do, there's a new NFL record set today at the end of the Ravens-Lions game. So
really?
Definitely check that out. Yeah, and it's an amazing one, and I highly recommend you look it up. Yeah, so there's our Sunday update, folks. Happy September 26th, my favorite holiday of the year, the day on which absolutely nothing happened. And we'll see you all in October for our next Sunday update as we kick off our Remakes 2 month. Peace out, folks, and see you next week. How do I get to Brandy? Where is she? There she is.